Okay, folks, so this is a quick update about my Android phones and what I got to tell you today. Of course, this phone right here, I just put a video up, my review of the Moto G Stylus 5G. And before the Moto, I came from the LG Stylus phone, but see, LG is out of the business and they're not making phones anymore. So I figured, well, it's time to go ahead and go back to Cricket and get an upgrade because pretty soon I don't want to be caught with my pants down and this phone no longer is updating. Now, that may be for another month, another year from now, but I said, well, you know what? Let me get to getting while the getting is good. Now, this phone, of course, on all my devices, I keep my EMF stickers on it. Call me what you will, but less headaches, less EMF pollution, the better. Okay, and this is moving on its own because of the screen, and the table is slick. See that moving? But the table is based on the screen. It's kind of slick. But, and by the way, DuckDuckGo is the best web browser that you can use because if you're like me, my other channels, I am doing end time prophecy, Bible study. So a lot of info that I'm looking up, I can't find on Adrenochrome, so I have to use DuckDuckGo. But I wanted to come out here and give you an update on my devices and to tell you I got some bad news for you folks. Because a lot of you folks came and you subscribed, but more than likely what I will be doing more videos on something else that I've just jumped into. Both of these are great phones. And I'm no longer on Cricket. So what you have here before you is a Malibu and a Toyota Camry. They're going to get you where you need to go. You get some good insurance on it in case you have an accident. Because if you do something and you have an accident or drop, spill, break, then you got to come out of pocket. Without that insurance, you're going to pay some extra money. But all the phones, I've never owned a phone that I've cracked the screen. All of my phones have always been in pristine condition because I treat them as such and put cases on them and whatnot. Okay, so with that being said, folks, there was a graduation that just happened. Okay? There was a graduation that just happened. And I regret to inform you guys that I bought a new car. Okay? Bought a new car. I still have these in the garage in case I need to use it for a spare or a backup ride vehicle so I can get back and forth. But I went to the dealership and they ran my credit, said I was approved, and I went and got a BMW. I went and got a Mercedes-Benz. Okay. So, never before owned. I said, well, you only live once. Okay. You only live once. So it's time to treat yourself to some goodness. Okay. And with that being said, folks, again, the unprettier on the back of it. Talk about me if you want to. But I believe in EMF pollution. So I keep safe with all my devices. Even my router, my microwave, my electric stove. I got those stickers on it. The less pollution in the air, the less sick you feel. But let's get to it. Clear case, right? This is $1,000 piece of equipment. Now, the case, this is the phone, T-Mobile. Now, I will tell you this. I'm not pleased with T-Mobile service. I wish I would have got this phone and stayed on Cricket. Because here in Detroit, Metro Detroit, T-Mobile is not as good as AT&T. Okay, nowhere near. So, but anyway, with that being said, folks, this has been the best buy purchase I've ever had done in a long time. My favorite thing about this phone are the speakers. I'm just going to tell you that flat out. The speakers on this phone, they're dual. And I mean, when they bump, this phone actually has a sense of bass in it. Okay, so let's just get to some quick music play right quick.
Explain to me your position, and I'll try to see the light. I've already heard it's a lesson for me to try to learn. They say fool me once, fool me twice, and there won't be a third time for you to try to break my heart.
Okay, so that's a little bit of jazz for you there. And some downloaded music sounds like this. Okay. And let's go to Ro Illy, and I want to play a little bit of this for you. Dual speakers, top and bottom. Okay, speakers on here are fantastic. The loudest speakers I've ever had on a phone, hands down. Everything on here sounds good. Okay, everything, videos, music, YouTube. Since you get this phone, you get 3 months of Apple TV for free, and the video quality on here is excellent. So let's show you what that looks like on here.
I don't drink. Our parents stove an algae farm and we woke up pretty early.
You're gonna sleep through this. They make sure of it. You can't have the grab on during the jump. I don't know why.
Well,
Okay, so speaker quality on here and video quality. Now I'm not gonna give you some old big old tech review of, like some of the other the spec folks to give you the all the frequencies. I'm just gonna tell you from a Ham and Eggers point of view. This is a Mercedes-Benz. Okay, this is a BMW, and of course, yes, I'm gonna pay a higher car note for it every month, but sometimes you just got to treat yourself to something that's good. Okay, now I do have a clear case on it, and I do have my EMF stickers on it, but well, why'd you put them on there? They make the phone look ugly. Ain't nobody looking at the back of the phone. My hands are big, so when I'm holding the phone, you don't see that anyway. And now if I get a case that's a solid color, you wouldn't know that either. But I believe in protecting my internal frequency. I don't want to be polluted with fifth dimension frequency. If 3 and 4G will give you cancer, what do you think something that's 100 times stronger than that'll do to you? So let me see if I can pop this case off. And I know you guys want to see. Hold on. One thing about this case, it is a doozy to get off and on. So let me give her a quick wipe down. And okay, now I do have something playing in the back. I'm actually watching Apple TV on my Roku, based on my Apple TV app. Now I'm trying to keep from looking at it because it will cut on automatically. But let's give it a look. People complained about, well, the chrome finishes. It's going to be fingerproof magnet. Well, when you got a case on it, it's not going to really make a difference when you got a case on it. It's a beautiful phone, minus my prettier stickers. But again, nobody's looking at that. And you got the Apple logo. Okay, so I had to start a new video session. But again, folks, this is a Mercedes-Benz of a phone. This is a BMW, okay? Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with the Moto, okay? But I just decided to upgrade. You know, this is still a beautiful phone on Cricket, okay? But it comes a time when you know you deserve to get an upgrade in your cars and your vehicles. So the only thing I don't like about being on T-Mobile is it's just not as good as it's not as good as Cricket or AT&T, because there is a lot of times here, especially in the plant that I work at, to where I'm not getting the signal. So some people don't like putting a case on their phone. Well, I'm putting a case on mine because at $1,000, something I said I would never do, but I went ahead and did anyway, because I said, you know, you only live once. With a glass back, I said, you know, let me go ahead on. Let me see what this thing is all about. Okay, and I'm glad I did, because this has been one of the best phones. I'm going to tell you folks that not of one of the best phone. Okay, but coming from the Android world, okay, coming from the Android community, and getting this phone right here, the Apple 13 Pro Max, 6.7, 6.8-inch display. It is a beautiful piece of equipment, and it is super duper fast. It is a luxury. Okay, I'm just gonna say that it's a luxury. And to be honest, will I ever go back to Android? Probably not. Probably not. Now, what are some of the things I don't like about it? No fingerprint sensor. Everything is face unlocked. When you're coming from Android, everything has the fingerprint sensor on it, and you're used to opening up everything with that. So it took a little time getting used to with the iPhone Pro Max, okay, because everything was cut on through the eyeball sensor. When I'm so used to, and I had a hard time to stop doing this. I'm gonna be honest. The first few days I'm doing this, because I'm so used to doing that with my, you know, with the Stylo, okay, and then also with the Moto. And you know, that's now, if I would have to say, with iPhone could have made some improvements, they could do that and put a fingerprint sensor on here. There is no memory card slot expansion on here, okay, even though there's a door there for it, but there's no memory slot expansion on it. So do not disturb is on. So if we look at it, let me give her a wipe down, okay. And yeah, the phone is just it's that deal. It was worth me paying an extra $50 a month in a car note for, you know, because with these phones, the only thing you're paying in your car note is just the bill. And don't get me wrong, great phones, right? But then it's time, every once in a while, it is time for an upgrade. Every once in a while, you need to treat yourself to a high-end car, a 6-cylinder or a V8. Okay, these are 4 cylinders. This is a V8. This is a V6. And oh, I can hear people now. You're messing up the phone with those stickers on it. Well, I keep them on there. Again, all of my devices have them on it. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Because when I put a case on it, you're not gonna see it anyway. But I do like the frames. This actually kind of reminds me of the iPhones when they first came out. The boxy frames with the silvery frames on it. The newer generations. That's your 5G antenna there. But the battery life on this phone is amazing. I will say that. The other thing I didn't like, I had to go buy a separate charger. Apple know how to make that money off of a sheeple. And you had to buy another. Well, they give you the cord in the box, but you just got to buy your own brick, which is separate. Now, also something I don't like as well is why they charge so much money for the pods. Okay, I think that's ridiculous. Why are we paying so much money? $250. So I went and bought some Sonys for $79, $80, and they sound just as good as the pods. But as in actuality, folks, the video quality on here, I'm not going to give you some old big old spec layout like you see these other YouTubers who make a living off of doing cell phone review. This is a regular ham and eggers review of the phone, okay? And I'm here to let you know that it is official. Everything on here works great, okay? So I'm gonna tell you everything is smooth. There's a refresh rate on here. They said, well, Android had it first. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Apple has it now, and everything you've seen about Apple phone is true. I can honestly say that myself. I know that I got the brightness up too much on my camera. Let's see if I can turn that down real quick. The actual camera on the iPhone is actually better. It's actually better than. I gotta turn this down and make so the picture. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me do this. And I don't even have the brightness all the way up on the phone. So if I turn the brightness down here, that won't give us so much. Then I might be able to go up. No, I think I'll leave it just right here. The rest of the background may be dark, but that's only so you guys can get a true. I need to turn my text up because when the older you get, you know, the worse your eyesight becomes. But as far as features and functionality, it took a minute to get used to, but you know, there wasn't nothing that I wasn't going to figure out. You know, I'm tech savvy anyway. You know, I used to program Android set-top boxes, so learning a phone wasn't going to be a problem. But the speakers on it are great. I'm
Oh, convince me that I don't know better, and maybe I should try to stop. Explain to me.
So everything on here, man. Now I have to repent sometime to God and say I don't want this phone to turn into an idol. Because you can be
The graph
mesmerized.
generators output a waveform that corrupts the drum drive's ability to plot fourth-dimensional points at trans-dimensional speeds.
This
Why are you going to Trantor?
I'm going to work with Harry Seldon. I won a math contest.
Wow. So,
okay, so everything on here is fantastic. Everything. So you want to talk about upgrading your purchase?
Look, everybody, we're on now. Look, they're taking so long. We want it now. Now, just so you know, away from everything, and I just try to listen, which is something I'm not great at.
So I'm going to tell you folks, yes, I was an Android fan and an Android user for a long time. Okay, Android user for a long time. But then came a decision to where I had to make a decision. You know, the Moto and the Stylus, great phones. Okay, but there came a time to where I said, you know what? Let me treat myself. And I know I'm gonna pay an extra car. I know I'm gonna pay a higher car note. But I think it's worth it at the end of the day. So this is my new vehicle, okay, which is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. You know, I still have these other cars in my garage. Don't get it twisted now. You know, don't get it twisted. If something happens to my, Pro Max, I can always use one of my backup vehicles. I'm still going to make it to work, regardless, okay? But now I'm just going to work in style. The only thing, again, I don't like about this service is T-Mobile. And T-Mobile does not, here in Detroit, does not have faster service than AT&T. There are some spots at my plant where I work at where I cannot get a signal. I lose all my bars up there, okay? But if I'm stayed on AT&T, that's the one thing I'm regretting is I should have stayed on AT&T and went and got this phone. I would have had the best of all worlds. But, it may come to a point when I pay this phone off that I might take it and unget it, because they will unlock it and then put it on back on Cricket, after a while. So that's probably going to be the deal. It's probably what I'll do. I keep the phone, and then if there come an upgrade. Now, my brother has the iPhone, I think it's the XR. I'm not real familiar with all the iPhone models. he's had his phone over 3 years and haven't upgraded because he loves his phone so much. But what I'll probably do is keep it and pay it off. It'll be totally mine, and they'll unlock it. And then I can take it and go put it back on Cricket on AT&T and get a better service, a better signal. But other than that, I just want to come out here, man, and make this quick video and let you guys know. I know a lot of you guys saw this video on my Moto G Stylus 5G, which is still a great phone. But I just decided to do an upgrade and go with the Mercedes-Benz. And I'm telling you, folks, I will probably never go back to Android. I probably won't. I just probably won't. Once you own one of these devices, let me fix my camera. Once you own one of these, you know, there ain't no going back for me. This is, you know, this is that deal, folks. And I'm sorry to say, I'm not an Android hater, because Android is still a favorite. There are still things about the Android that I do like that are not on the iPhone. But it is not enough to make me say, you know what, I'm going to go back from Apple to Android. It's now I'm going to stay with Apple because of build quality. Again, metal. The features and functionality, the way this phone works. Okay. And I'm still learning, getting the hang of this too. Because my hands, again, I didn't want a small phone. It's like I got this screen popped up open on me over here. So let me see if I can get rid of that. This is a magnifier. Okay. I'm still finding things about this phone that are still fun. Okay. So I mean, I'm really kind of blown away. The speed, the screen, the hardware. Now, it took some time to get used to because I'm used to being able to download what I want.
/brands. January 2022, already almost.
So, in short, folks, this is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. As you see in the title of the video, I went from Stylus, Moto, to iPhone 13 Pro Max. And no, this is not a super techie video recording in 4K, none of that. This is just, as I said before, just a regular ham and egger, giving you an honest review of my thoughts about the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And it is a juicy phone. That's all I got to say. And again, I say, Lord, I repent because I don't want this phone to turn into an idol. But there's some days where I just can't put it down. Now, again, I can say that about, you know, my Moto. And my Moto was that way when I got it. And folks, you know, I'm just going to say, the Moto has a beautiful screen on it too. But, ooh, why are her eyes so black? What in the Sam Hill? Ugh. You been drinking that? You ain't had your adrenochrome? What is this article about? Now, hold up, folks. Ooh, her eyes look wicked. But anyway, let me get off of that. But this phone is about second best. It's better than the Stylus. Okay, it's better than the LG. Okay, I will say that. It's better than the LG. Okay. Now, because of my brightness, let me turn my brightness back up on my camera real quick. Okay, so, but this phone is still a nice device. But when I walked into that T-Mobile store, folks, I said, that's game over. And I put that phone in my hand. I was like, okay, I know what I want to do now. So as you can obviously see, the Max is the smallest of the phones. Okay. The Stylo is the Stylus is the biggest, the Stylo, LG. The Moto G Stylus is second. But see, the thing about this, the Pro, is that you get more real estate and less framework around the screen. And then the frame itself is a beast. The phone. Okay. The only thing I'm not digging, really has nothing to do with the phone, but it has all to do with the service that it's on. And so I'm going to have to sacrifice being on a lesser service with the iPhone until I can get it paid off, and then I'll take it and put it on back on AT&T, because they told me once you get it paid off, we'll unlock it for you and you can take it anywhere you want to. Okay, so more than likely I'll be taking it and putting it back on AT&T. But again, because of the let me just show you this 5G. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that this 5G that they got out now, this Ultra, is the real deal. To where FAA is like, hey, you can't have that going like that, because it's gonna hurt our planes flying. But all this stuff that came out during the scamdemic, when they locked everybody in their crib, they's putting up the towers then. Let's do a little quick test, because there were times when I'm getting these same speeds on LTE. Let's see what we get. And depending on where you're at in your market, your region, some places are stronger than others. But I was getting the same speed or better on Cricket. Now, the thing about this marketing thing, it says 5G up there, but sometimes it'll drop down to LTE for real. So until they, that's the thing that I worry about, and that's the reason why I put my EMF stickers on the back of my phone, because I know the industry. I've done my research on it, and I know if they really wanted to turn this stuff up, they could turn it up. And here's the problem: if it's too strong for airplanes, what's it going to do to the human body? So I always try to stay protected and keep stickers on every electric device in my house. Now, see, I changed servers, and look. Now, this is not really impressive to me, because watch the upload speed. Now, if I move in a different area, now if I go to work, which is 10 minutes from the house, my upload and download is not even half of that. So again, the technology, it's a work in progress. I'll say that. Let's go to Dearborn and let's change it. T-Mobile is just not as consistent as AT&T as far as I'm concerned. They're not. Okay. Depending on what server you're bouncing and pinging off of. And T-Mobile really screwed up when they brought Sprint out and put too many people on their network, and their signal got weak. And that's your upload. So, I think I'm going to end the review right there, folks. But again, this is the Mercedes-Benz, okay? And metal, glass, my unprettiers on there. But again, when I put my case on it, can't see it anyway. But I will tell you, this is an addictive piece of hardware. And Lord, please forgive me. I don't want this to turn into an idol, but I like the phone. But yeah, I'm going to tell you right now that that's my choice. That is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. I've upgraded